Okay, it is 6:01, June 5th, 2017. Welcome everybody to the City Council meeting tonight. Like I said, I apologize, we started 1 minute late, so we'll try to do better. Roll call, please.
Mr. Abbott?
Yeah.
Mr. Alt?
Here.
Mr. Austin?
Here.
Mr. Havers? Mr. Fox?
Here.
Mr. Buchan?
Here.
Right there.
Mr. Wertz?
Here.
Sir, you have a quorum.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Wertz, prayer and pledge, please.
I'll abstain it. You'll bow your head. Father, let us remember our armed forces around the world who protect us and our freedoms. Be with the Franklin Fire and Police Departments who protect our city and all of our city employees who make Franklin an awesome city to live and play in. Father, be with the mayor and the city council as we conduct the business of our city and allow members to carry out the fiduciary responsibilities of our city with positive direction and leadership. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. That gets us to announcements, presentations, public comment. Hearing none, consent agenda, please.
Move to approve common council minutes from May 15, 2017.
Second. Second by Mr. Austin. Motion and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Brings us to old business, which will be a public hearing.
Move to read all old business by title only.
Second. Second by Mr. Adams. Okay. Have a motion and second. All those in favor to read by title only?
Aye.
Thank you. Common Council Budgetary Ordinance Number 17-10, an additional appropriation from general fund in the amount of $10,931 for community development salaries and benefits. I think we discussed this last week. It is open for public hearing. Anybody from the public want to speak? Hearing none, we'll close the public hearing. Any questions from the board?
I can be talked about it pretty much my time around. I'll move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, thank you. We have moves on to number 2, which is also public hearing. Common Council Budgetary Ordinance Number 17-13, additional appropriation to appropriate money from the Riverboat Fund, an amount of $50,000 for mowing and landscaping. There again, we talked about this one at the last meeting. If anybody has any questions from the public, or it's open now for a public hearing. Hearing none, does anybody from the board have any questions?
I move to approve common council budgetary ordinance number 17-13.
Second.
Second by Mr. Dukin. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Number 3, also a public hearing. Common Council Budgetary Ordinance Number 17-14, additional appropriation for the facade grant fund in the amount of $67,822.35 for the purpose of reimbursing the FDC for the purchase of awnings and closing out the facade grant. Ms. Rhodes.
Yes, we spoke last month about this. That grant has been closed out. It was money that was, I believe, the RDC gave the city the money to hold, and now that that is finished, we are reimbursing $2.
Okay, that is also for public hearing. Does anybody have anything they want to say or ask?
It's the FDC or the RDC?
It's the FDC.
FDC is that.
Okay, hearing none, we will close the public hearing. Anybody else from the board? Questions or comments?
I make a motion to approve 17-14.
Second.
Second by Mr. Fox. Motion is second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, that brings us to new business, which is introduction only.
Move to read all new business by title only.
Second.
Second by Mr. Evans. Okay, Common Council ordinance number 17-02, and an ordinance approving resolution number 17-18 of the City of Franklin Plan Commission, rezoning certain property to planned unit development to be known as Homestead at Hillview, PUD revised. Do we have any questions on this tonight? I see Mr. Huddleston is here. All Mr. Huddleston's here. Does anybody have any questions to it?
This went through the planning commission last go around, and it was unanimous approval.
Does this take care of it?
Yes, it does. This is
Does
for
take-
introduction only. I think Mr. Huddleston is here just for purposes of selling.
Can we move both of these at the same time? Do a motion on both?
Well,
Next-
this is actual rezoning, so by statute, we have to have 2 hearings, and so it'll be set for public hearing next meeting as well as formal action, which will be your June 19th.
Any action we need to do tonight at this point?
No, it's for introduction purposes.
I know sometimes we have a major discussion on introduction, and sometimes we wait until we have the final approval. So if we do not have any questions tonight, we'll move on to the next introduction, which is Common Council Ordinance number 17-03, an ordinance approving resolution number 17-19 of the City of Franklin Plan Commission rezoning certain property to residential rural to be known as Emmanuel Church rezoning. And again, Mr. Huddleston is representing Emmanuel Church and is here if anyone has any questions.
This is the audit that have to go in, I'm sorry. These are the audit that have to go in, right?
Yeah, I've forgotten that you gentlemen haven't been able to have all the meetings that we were in. If you'll recall, this entire project out there was a PUD. And what that does, when it's an entire project, it means that they come before you, and the planning commission approves it with its specific developmental standards, etc. Mr. Grimmer, the original developer of it, has entered into an agreement with the church to remove a portion of that from the PUD for the development of the church. And as a result of that, we have to kind of retool the PUD, if you will, and then rezone that which is going to be a church to rural residential, because rural residential allows for the church. It's been heard at the Plan Commission, Steve, 2 or 3 times. Twice it comes here with favorable recommendations, but because it was a PUD and approved as a rezoning, it has to then be rezoned in accordance with those new development standards. It's also been to the BZA and gotten approval with regard to street. Is it tomorrow night? It's on. I knew I read a staff report for some street trees, and so it will be here for your formal action next week. So it's running some parallel tracks if you've heard discussions regarding this process. But formal action will occur next week.
I would like to make a comment. I had several phone calls and some concern about this project as it started from people in my district. And after getting the facts and the information and talking to people, basically everyone was receptive to the concept and the idea of Emmanuel Church coming into this property, and it offers a lot to the city and fills the need of some of our citizens. So I feel like it's a good, solid thought for our community down the road.
I would add, having been sitting at those meetings, you will also see in the proposal, there are certain commitments that the petitioner addressed in response to quite productive meetings that have occurred at the Planning Commission. Certainly a representative can tell you that, but it's been discussed extensively. There's been a lot of cooperation between the citizens and the petitioner.
And I think at the next meeting, Mr. Huddleston probably has a more formal presentation.
I do.
Yeah, thank you.
And I would concur with Richard on all that. I did have a chance to sit down with Mr. Huddleston, and, I think in a growing community like we are, places of worship are part of that growth. That I think is a great asset to what's going on here.
Okay, any items?
It's my understanding that there was only one remonstrator at all of those meetings, and that has been taken care of. I think it's a plus for the community myself.
I would agree. Looking forward to it. And I would ditto that as well.
Thank you.
Be a great addition for that in town.
Okay,
Side of town.
we will go on to number 3. Can we act on this one tonight? It is.
No, it's a budgetary ordinance
Okay.
introduction.
Okay, Common Council Budgetary Ordinance 17-15, an additional appropriation for donation fund fire truck equipment. And if you remember the last meeting, we talked about, we were going to get we appropriated money from the rainy day fund for the fire truck and fire equipment. This here is from the Franklin Township, who received some funds last year that they did not know that they were going to get. And they chose to donate the funds to the fire department because we supply fire service to them. So what we are looking to do, we would view it's an amount of $40,000. So thank you, Franklin Township. Instead of what I'm seeing using for the fire truck, we appropriated last meeting $314,000 from the rainy day. This would take us down to using $274,000 out of the rainy day. So that's what this is for.
I might add, because someone asked me, why would the Franklin Township trustee have $40,000 extra dollars? This was part of the low distribution that they got, that they received local option income tax. But the state returns it to us even though it was already our money. But that aside, it had certain restrictions on it as to what types of things that could be used for. Franklin Township trustee felt that in accordance with the contract that we have, the services that we provide are in accordance with the low restrictions, and that's why they're paying this one time on top of what they typically pay us to provide fire protection in the township trustee district.
I was going to ask if this was in addition to the contract.
It is, sir. It is.
Very good.
Anybody else? Okay, under other business, I do have just a couple things. We had some vandalism at our graveyard, and Franklin Monument, Mr. Tim Steckelbeck, who's a third-generation owner, has volunteered, and they have already fixed the monuments that have been toppled over. So I think that's pretty generous and awful nice of Mr. Steckelbeck to do that. I just wanted to get it out there publicly that he is taking care of that. So I don't know if you guys know him or not, real nice guy. Just tell him thank you if you get the opportunity. And also, you heard earlier at the end of the Board of Works meeting, we will have a city council meeting July the 10th. We have already, as a council, voted to do that and not have the July 3rd meeting because of the fireworks activities that are coming downtown Franklin. So, with that being said, that's all the other business I had. Does anybody else have other business? If not, we'll start with Mr. Ault on council comments. I like to switch back and forth, Joe.
I don't know why, maybe it's a mystery of the universe or something, but since I've sat on this council, we've had vandalism in the cemetery on about an 8-year cycle. And this is about the 4th time I've seen that happen. Just, I can't understand. It's a shame.
I agree on the shame of it. Mr. Fox? Oh, sure. Mr. Wertz?
No.
Mr. Duke?
Mayor, I understand that you recently paid a visit on Neil Dixon's parents. That was a couple that was held up at gunpoint, and just to check in on them. And I just want to say that I appreciate you doing that. And want to apologize to everybody for coming in late. I volunteered today to keep a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old boy, and between 4 and about 4:45, I was under siege by 2 young boys that were wearing Spider-Man costumes that wanted to beat up on Grandpa, so I'm just trying to get my bearings here, so.
There's a reason God gives children to young people.
Thank you. Mr. Austin? Thank you. Mr. Adams?
And I just want to comment on Sparkers on the School. That was a great event last weekend. Lions Club did, again, a fabulous job. How many pounds of strawberries? 700 pounds? 700 pounds. Just beautiful, beautiful day. You know, it's always sunny on that Friday.
It is. It's perfect.
Put a weather requested.
I requested
There
it.
you go.
Ms. Rhodes, we got
I'm gonna
time?
request next week too, for Smoke on the Square.
Absolutely.
Friday, Saturday.
Public comments, you can get up and hit all PR you want. Ms. Rhodes?
I would say also to add to Mr. Evans, the Colts night was fantastic too. I thought that was just unbelievable. The amount of people that came down and what you all did to, they said that it was the first time they had ever been in a city where the city provided them something to eat while they set stuff up, so. Kudos. I said never do that. So they won't be coming back. In fact, the one person that ran the big trailer that was like Colts in Motion or something it was called. But anyway, he said, hey, are you having the 4th of July thing? And I said, yeah, it'll be on the 3rd. He goes, I'm checking my calendar. He goes, put in a request, because they'd like to come back. So, it's pretty awesome.
Very nice.
That's what makes Franklin special.
That's right.
We are legal. We are legal.
Need a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Take care.